Hello, Leos. This is Michelle coming at you with Page of Wands Tarot and Oracle readings. This is your Twin Flame Divine Love reading for August. I was looking at your video from July, and masculines, it looks like you were dealing with some feelings of lack that you were really needing to overcome, and really, realizing that we are kind of the co-creators of our life here, and sort of trying not to keep yourself in that trap of feeling like, you don't have control over the things that you want to manifest in your life. And feminines, I believe we were talking a little bit about accepting your masculine in the place that he is in, because it's really, really important to practice that unconditional love, right? No matter if somebody is really struggling to figure out what's going on and figure out how to move forward. We all move at our own pace, right? So feminines, there was a call for you to temper your emotions a little bit and go within and trust your intuition. Okay, and allow things to kind of do your own work while you are giving the masculine his space to do his. All right, so I'm going to lay down. I'm using my Wild Unknown Tarot deck here. So I'm using a different deck than last time. And I'm going to go ahead and lay down 3 cards on the left for the masculine, 3 cards on the right for the feminine, and then some connecting energy cards in the middle, and then we'll go ahead and clarify with Oracle as always, okay? So Divine Masculines, how you feel about yourself is the Son of Swords. This card is all about action, 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 very swift action. And a lot of times this character can kind of come into the scene feeling like they sort of need to swoop in and kind of brandish that sword around wherever and just let the heads roll where they may, right? This person sometimes can have a lack of regard for the consequences of their actions. All right, so this is a very swift moving energy. This is very, very fast thought and action with, again, maybe a little bit too little of regard for the consequences, but this means like you feel like you really have an agenda. This is somebody that just really, you're utilizing your knowledge and you're utilizing the resources that you have, mentally speaking, all of the ideas and the things that you have to make a decision, and you are just like going at it full force. Okay, so we'll get some clarity as to what that is. What's interesting is how you're feeling about the feminines is that she's resting. The Four of Swords here is all about taking a break. And with this little lamb here with the light in its head, this is about kind of trying to see the light and understand what's going on and see the inner vision and connect with the inner vision and the divine knowledge that is present there before these swords come down, before we go back into battle, right? This is kind of like stopping, regrouping, reformulating our strategy before we get up and we move again and we go back into the fight. If that's how you're feeling about your feminines. And then right underneath that, we have the Devil in reverse. This is about cutting ties with something that feels like it isn't serving you. And this could have to do with substance abuse. This could have to do with sex and lust, obsessive thoughts towards another person. It could be obsessive thoughts towards your feminine or she towards you. It could be feeling bound by family situations or a situation in general that is maybe not in your control. Or again, it could be, trying to drink to forget about your problems, or any other kind of like addiction to a materialistic thing. As much as debt, it could be something like that where you are in a lot of debt and you're trying to cut that out. Or it could just be you're trying to cut yourself away from the situation with your divine feminine because it's making you feel like it's hurting you in some way. Okay? Divine feminines, the first card we have for you for how you feel about yourself is the Hierophant. This card in this deck, to me, this is about the key to unlock the mysteries of sort of the universe and what's going on. This is like occult knowledge. The Hierophant's about like structure, and it can be religious foundations and institutions. It could be educational institutions. It could be very traditional relationships, right? But in this deck, I get this as like healer and mentor. That kind of a teacher, someone you go to get you the knowledge that you need and get you the wisdom that you need to understand what's going on like in the spiritual plane. Because we've got the raven here, or the crow, which is like a harbinger of messages from what lies on the other side of the veil, right? So maybe you're feeling like you're kind of studying this twin flame journey. It could also stand for the twin flame journey in and of itself. So it could be that you're doing a lot of research and it could be that you're looking for a mentor for something. If there were substance abuse issues on your side, I would say that this could be like almost finding a mentor, because I got these for another sign together. And I was like, this could be coming out of substance abuse and really needing a mentor or a spiritual advisor or somebody to help you along on your path. How you feel about your masculine is the Lovers. Very twin flame-esque card here. Obviously, this card is all about love. It's also about decisions and whether or not you're choosing the head over the heart or the heart over the head. And this is how you feel about your masculine. So maybe you feel like they are choosing one or the other, or you feel just that they are really the one for you. Maybe you're kind of just starting to come into this being comfortable with this idea, but I don't think so. Like, I don't know, maybe, because I think in the last spread too, it seemed like Leos, I want to say it seemed like the guys were almost like more accepting of this than the feminines, if I'm remembering that correctly. But in any case, you really feel like you're feeling towards your masculine like they really are a solid partnership. They really are like a loving partnership, and this would be one that has like, you know, like a divine spiritual kind of blessing to it as well. And then underneath that, the outside energies card for you is the Emperor. This is a very masculine energy. This has a lot to do with sort of ruling your kingdom, ruling your job, your house, however you make money, your relationships with your friends and your family. This is about kind of being king of your castle, right? This card is all about leadership and stability, right? This tree is very tall. It has a lot of experience. It's had a lot of years to fortify itself. The sun is present there, which stands for sort of enlightenment, you know, spiritual wisdom. And then we can't see, but there are roots very deep into the ground as well. So this is a very sturdy card, very, very strong masculine energy, which is great, feminines. This is a really powerful energy for you. All right, and your connecting cards here, the first one we have is the Moon. Very interesting. So we've got sort of this mystery, right? And maybe a little bit of a romanticism here, and maybe a little bit of a mysticism here, but also something that is just not quite being revealed, right? A path that is not quite being revealed, or the way forward not being fully shown in the light. So there's a little bit of a mystery element here. And then right underneath that, we have the Six of Cups. Immediately, what strikes me about this is the connection to the Emperor card, just because they look so similar with their trees. But this has a lot to do with nostalgia and past relationships, which is why we do see the roots here, because it's very, very important to think about things in the past. This also represents two different seasons for me. So this could be two different seasons in your life. We've got the season here where the tree looks really full in the darkness, and then we've got it here where the branches look really bare and scraggly in the light. So you could almost have like a spring and fall, or like a winter and summer kind of a deal going on here. So when you think back to past seasons and past things in your life, this is about having a reverence or a nostalgia for something in the past, for a relationship in the past, which is interesting because it's connecting with this Moon energy, this sort of watery, mysterious energy. And I'm not sure who's having reverence for the past, but maybe it is the feminines looking back on their masculines like, yeah, you know, I've been doubting this, but I don't doubt this anymore, because I'm searching for the answers, and I'm going for something here that's got this structure and has this like integrity, foundational integrity, and has answers to what I'm looking for, right? And I believe in this love and this partnership with my masculine, and I'm going to find a way to make it happen and to rule my kingdom and have everything turn out the way I want it to turn out, with compassion, of course. Okay, if this card's in reverse, then maybe we get a little bit of negative, controlling, forceful energy. But when it's in the upright, there shouldn't be anything forceful about it. There's control, there's leadership, okay? But there shouldn't be anything forcing here. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and clarify for you, masculines, on the left. Leos, if any of you are looking for a private reading, please access the information in the description box. I have my email in there, as well as links to my Instagram and my Facebook pages. So please hit me up, or just like, subscribe, and share my video, or dislike if you like. Give me a thumbs down. That's cool too. If you don't like something I'm saying, but it is helpful if you also leave me a comment as to why you did that. All right. So let's go ahead and pull the clarifiers for you, Divine Masculine. For Leo for August. By the way, Leos, I must mention, we are about to come into a new moon in Leo tomorrow. I'm going to do a reading for my Wine and Spirits TV with the new moon, and I'm reviewing a wine that I think is going to go great with that. We have the sun, the moon, and Mars all moving into Leo. So really crazy, interesting energies there. We've got like enlightenment and illumination on top of also courage and strength and working towards something that we want in our future, but then also having to overcome these fears. And then with Mars, we've got this warring energy and a lot of conflict and tempers that can flare, and really, really interesting dynamics. So if you are curious about that, please stop by to my Wine and Spirits TV channel and see what I have to say about the new moon, because a lot of times these energies do repeat and connect. And also I've got the moon here, so maybe your spread is paying a little homage to the fact that the new moon tomorrow is about to be in your sign. So that's good stuff for you, Leos. I would definitely recommend you listening to that. So go ahead and clarify here. Very interesting, masculines and feminines. Yep. I'm going to stand by what I said here. Oh, wow. Okay. So masculines, we've got the Four of Wands in reverse on top of the Son of Swords here. This kind of tells me that you feel like there's been a breakdown in some sort of structure. There's been a breakdown in something that makes you feel very secure, and a breakdown in your foundations, or something that just is not foundational, right? And I'm not really sure what this is. I don't know if you feel like, because upright, the Four of Wands, and in the traditional decks a lot of times is like the happy family card, or it has to do, a lot of people read into it as a twin flame card. They say 11, 11, 1, 1, 1, 1 equals the 4. Right, with the 4 wands there that look like 2 11s. So in the upright, I almost feel like you're like wondering if this isn't working out for you, and you've just had some foundations and structures break down for you that's making you feel really insecure and making you feel like you have to have this really quick sort of energy where you're cutting all this stuff out. You feel like you had to go in and cut out the bullshit because you're like, this isn't working. I don't feel secure. Maybe you're on the defensive a little bit. I also do see this as going away from the feminine. It's pointing away from her side. You know, it's flying the way it's laid down for me anyway. He's flying away from it. So maybe this has to do with the twin flame journey in general, or how you felt about your relationship with the feminine, and feeling like it's just really broken down here, and I just need to keep moving forward and doing what I'm doing because I don't have time to wait around for this. And then you know, the Four of Swords is how you're seeing your feminine, that she's thinking about something. She's reformatting her strategy, which is very much going to play into what I'm about to read for her, and what I was just talking about with them maybe seeing the light here and being a little bit more accepting of this journey and being like, oh, maybe I will. Okay, maybe I will accept this. Okay, maybe I will go along with this. Right? And you see them as resting and kind of doing that. And then on top of that, we've got the Daughter of Swords. Again, this one is, I see this as being an extension of this a little bit. I said that with the Ace of Swords on top of this one because there was a lack of clarity and a need for rest and reevaluation. Here, the Daughter of Swords, right underneath the Son of Swords. This one is decisive action, right? This one is more about sort of sitting still and gathering. This is a gathering of knowledge and information. And this person can be very intuitive. This person is very intelligent and patient and willing to sit and wait until they have all the information that they need. And so I think that that's really just what you think your feminine is doing, that she's waiting and she's resting and she's trying to figure something out. Now, you've got this breaking away from this Devil in reverse, this breaking away from something that's no longer serving you on a materialistic plane. And then on top of that, you've got the Two of Pentacles here. This card's all about balance and harmony. And it's about balancing the daily minutia of what's going on in our lives. All of those daily things that you have to do, that you are kind of like constantly trying to keep up in the air, right? All the balls that you're trying to keep in the air while the undercurrent is moving under your feet. And that's all the shifts that's happening on the universal level. Those are all the shifts that are happening in your life that you can't control. So you're trying to balance what you can control while you're also trying to keep your balance on the things you can't. So I think that your attempt to bring your life into better balance and harmony is what the breaking away is. It's a breaking away from feeling like you don't have control over the balance and harmony in your life, and so therefore you are trying to implement that. And I do think that that's why you've got this moving away from something that you feel structurally is not sound. Okay? And you're like, I have to just keep moving, and I have to just make these decisions, and I have to just cut out these people that are no longer serving me because I have to bring my life into balance. Because I just have to keep moving, regardless of who needs to be sitting here waiting. Who else is just sitting around here waiting, right? Very interesting. And then again, this like mystery. Maybe you don't really know what's going on with her, but you think that she's just waiting it out or something, and she's trying to collect this knowledge. But again, you're just doing your thing, and you're doing what you have to do, which isn't a bad thing, masculines. I actually think that's a really, really positive thing. Okay? Feminines, on top of the Hierophant, you have the Hangman. And again, this is going to reinforce what I was talking about before, where I said you're trying to find a different perspective. And I do think you have been hanging upside down, and you are deciding to do this research and go and look at the situation from a different angle. And maybe see this for what it is, something that can offer you insight and offer you wisdom and get you to a place where you are unlocking a little bit more of the mysteries of what has been going on in your world and in the universe, right? All these mysteries that are here. And this uncertainty with the Moon card, you've been giving yourself a different perspective. And you've been really structured and disciplined in that, which is really, really great. And you've been doing some research there. And another reason I think you've been doing research when it comes to your masculine is because you have the Three of Pentacles here. This is a card of collaboration. And this is a card of reaching your goals and overcoming challenges by working with people who are like-minded. On a practical level, this could have to do with study as well. So whether or not it's an actual like three-party situation of three people working together, it could also be collaboration in terms of the information that you're gathering. It could be that you are just like, a lot of times it does have an apprenticeship feel to it. And again, remember I said this sometimes is like a teacher or a mentor. So it could be that you're sort of employing a teacher or a mentor, or again, listening to a lot of readers that are talking about twin flame journeys and finding the synchronicities there. And finding ways that you can maybe put all these pieces together, understand what's going on, helping you to get this different perspective, and then therefore formulating a practical plan on how you can overcome the challenges that are facing you and ahead of you. I want to say with this big mountain here, in this card, again, I'm urging you to listen to my Wine and Spirits TV video that I do. I haven't recorded it yet. I'm not saying that just to get you to watch it. I'm saying that because I feel like it's going to correspond, especially because the wine that we're trying is called Black Mountain. Okay? All right, and then on top of this Emperor, how interesting is this? We have the Mother of Cups. Again, feminines, I think you're tapping into this super strong masculine energy. And by the way, this was in my full moon reading for July, which was the Thunder Moon and the Buck Moon. We had the King of Pentacles, and that is an extension of him in the near future. We had the Emperor. And now in the near future, we're here with the new moon, right? With the Moon card in your sign, Leo, and we've got this Emperor card present here. No coincidences, right? This energy is here for you. This very masculine leadership, take the bull by the horns, divine your own way, figure out how to rule your kingdom, and then you've got the Mother of Cups on top of this. This is someone that is ready to give her love, is so nurturing, can be so intuitive, is just 100% open and ready to give her love. Now keep in mind, she's capable of great love and so therefore great vulnerability. And so this also means that there is a protective element here. And if she's pushed too hard, she's going to attack, okay? Because she comes from a very watery place of emotions, right? So her responses, her reactions can be very emotional. But on top of this, you've got this great kind of counter energy here with the Emperor card, which is this really masculine, in control energy. So I feel like these are it's sort of anchoring her a little bit. But I also feel like, maybe the Emperor could be representative of your masculine's energy as well, and you're reaching out to him there, and you're willing to extend your love. That's really beautiful, and that could be why we've got the Six of Cups here. Look at these together, feminines. We've got those trees, and then we've got the cups here being represented in that Mother of Cups. Wow, I just really feel like that's what this is. Almost like your masculine is the Emperor for you. And you are just willing to give all of your love to him because you're looking back on this and you're realizing, you're seeing the value and the nostalgia and the reverence for this relationship and what it was in the past and what it meant to you. Very cool, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clarify with some oracle cards here. This is really good progress. I like so far that since I'm only on the second month of readings that I've ever done, I really like that I'm seeing an actual change in the energies so far with all of the signs. I haven't seen anybody being really stuck in their energy, which is good. You guys are only the third one that I'm doing, but it makes me really hopeful to see an actual progression in what's going on here. And, sometimes it is 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but that's just the way that it goes. Our cycles are not, our paths are not linear, right? They're more of a spiral. So sometimes we're up and we're in the good positive part, and then we dip back down in the negative, and then we come back up in the positive, and it just constantly keeps moving like that. It's just how it is. So that is to be expected, okay? But I do see positive movement forward here, which is great. I see the masculines moving. I see the feminines might be hanging a little bit, but they are shifting something. They're shifting perspective. That's still progress, right? So Leo, masculines, let's get your, they're telling me that's the way to do it. Love this, guys. Okay, masculines. Oh, and by the way, this is the Messenger Oracle deck that I'm using to clarify. Okay? Sorry. Glare. Masculines. Do not fear the unknown. Don't be scared. I know you are. Because I know you feel like your traditional structures and foundations have been breaking down or have been shaking loose a little bit. And I know you feel like you just want to fly away. What is it? Fight or flight? Right? You're choosing flight. Okay? Because there is this mystery here, again, with the moon. But they're telling you, do not fear the unknown. Don't be scared of it. Just because you don't know what's happening, and I know it's making you feel really unsure and really bound by all this mystery, and really bound by all this inaction on the side of your feminine, you're just being asked to really trust here and understand that even though there are things that we can't always see and we can't always know, that doesn't mean that we should fear them. And in fact, the message that is coming along with the new moon is to, again, really break out of that sense of fear and have the courage to face those fears and get over them, right? And move on and climb the mountain and conquer your goals. Work towards the future, right? We're done with the letting go. We're done with the opening up and receiving. Now it's time to move. We're moving, right? Before these eclipses happen. Time to go. Let's at least point ourselves in the direction. Feminines, I got show that you care. Show that you care. Right? Again, going along with this almost like, aha, okay, maybe I really do value this relationship I had in the past with my masculine. Maybe I really do love him, and maybe there is a way we can actually make it work. Maybe it is divinely sanctioned. Maybe I do need to recognize this journey for what it is, this twin flame journey, and gain a different perspective on it, and sacrifice something else and open yourself up to the love that is there for you to rule your kingdom and be with your king, right? Show that you care. I like to point out that this isn't just about showing your loved ones and your family members and your twin that you care. It's about showing yourself that you care. And when you show yourself that you care, that's through self-care, which is making sure you're making healthy choices and making sure that you are not, this is especially the message I'm getting, you are not, participating in negative self-talk. That is so important. No negative self-talk. Okay? No talking yourself out of things. No talking down to yourself. Positive thoughts. Spirals of manifestation. Positive manifestation, right? Show that you care. Very, very beautiful messages, guys. All right, one last card for you all. Trying to make these a little bit shorter. I'm doing a good job. I think my last one clocked in around 33 or 34 minutes, but that's good. I'm trying to keep them under 35. That's my goal right now. So, all right, masculine Leos. Let's see where you're at. Let's see where you're at. Oh, and this is, by the way, oopsie. This is my vintage oracle deck here. And these are really beautiful, like one-word cards that I'm using to clarify. Okay? So divine masculines. Let's get one for you. They're saying that's good. Love it. And divine feminines. Let's get one for you. Let's see. Here. Okay. I love it. I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay. Masculines. You got power. Remember what I was just saying? Again, about the new moon energy, embracing that all of the sun, the moon, and Mars are all in Leo, especially with the sun and the moon, right? You've got illumination, but then you've got a little bit of uncertainty. And I was talking about overcoming the fear so you can conquer your goals and rise to your challenges and overcome your challenges, right? Power. Embrace the power that you have here in this situation. Know your power. Know what you're capable of. Know what you can do to make the things happen in your life that you want, and do not fear the unknown. Okay? You have the power here. Clearly. If this is how your feminine feels about you, you have power here. All right? So really, really important to remember that. And feminines, you got ancestors. Let me tell you how much I've been getting this card. I probably read way too much of myself, but this card I have been finding is extremely integral to the twin flame journey, because our spiritual ancestors are the ones who support us on this path and support us on this mission. They are the ones, and this doesn't just mean blood ancestors, right? There can be ancestral blood, in your lineage, in your family lineage, that has to do with this, that where maybe they experience these things as well, and they're supporting you from the other side. But I look at this too as spiritual ancestors, right? That weren't necessarily blood related, but have been on this path or are meant to help you on this path and are here for you, for your guidance on this path. Okay? They are guiding you. And when you try to tap into this new perspective and come to terms with this very real, very foundational mission, right? It's because when you tap into this, you're tapping in to the messages of your ancestors and what they want you to do. They are encouraging you to do this. I'll put it that way. All right? So if there was any doubt left, if there's any mystery left, and again with the moon here, guys, sometimes I just get occult magic, right? Look at this with this raven and then the ancestors here. This is all about what is lying underneath that veil. What's going on underneath the surface of our daily lives, beyond what we can see and hear and feel and taste and touch and smell, right? This is all about a mission in which you're being greatly supported, feminine. So if that gives you any sort of confidence at all, or trust or faith in this process, then that's a good thing. I hope it does. I hope it does, because they're here to guide you. And masculines, again, know your power. It's okay. You don't have to come in with all of this crazy fast energy and just start cutting people out of your life, you know? It's good to achieve balance and harmony and get yourself away from a situation that makes you feel trapped. But just know, you don't have to fear what's going on here, okay? All right? We just need to take a little step back there for a minute. All right? But keep moving forward with your path for sure. And keep working on keeping everything in balance and in harmony. All right, Leos, that was your message for August. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. You have a wonderful day. Namaste.